On this episode of Sandlot Sports, we discuss what is going on with the NCAA. They are on life support, and we could not be happier. The SEC and the Big Ten have basically killed all the other conferences and become varsity football versus JV football. We discussed the offseason needs for the Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, Tennessee Titans, and Jacksonville Jaguars. Discuss what the Jaguars should do with Trevor Lawrence. Should they sign him? Should they let him go? What their exit strategy is if they let him go. LeBron scores 40,000 points, and we frankly don't care because, frankly, it's a meaningless record. We talk about that. And if you like what we're doing, don't forget to like and subscribe to us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeart Podcast, and all the other podcast places you can find. Yes, we do know that Google Podcast is going away because, well, Google. So look for us on YouTube. We are on there. All of our episodes are on there. Don't forget to drop us a comment. We love hearing just how crazy we are. Welcome to the #1 Sports Podcast in Sanford, Florida. This is Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capperson. I'm here with Dorian Cody.
Yo.
And BJ Thomas.
I'm so sick of these draft rumors and the speculation. It's like a business all on its own.
Well, it's a cottage industry all unto itself. It's unbelievably annoying. It's more misinformation than politics. So, but before we get to that, I want your guys' thoughts on this. So, the NCAA, everyone's favorite villain, they're probably not long for this world anymore. You guys been following what's been going on?
Are they finally going to get dismantled?
Probably. Well, it's probably going to be that the SEC and the Big Ten just give them the big FU and go.
Might as well.
So, I'm sure that you heard that they're moving to a 12-team playoff format this coming year. So, before they've even started that, there was a proposal from the Big Ten and SEC, because that's where all the big boys play, going, we should do 14 teams. Okay, cool. And now, of those 14 teams, the Big Ten should get 3 automatic qualifiers. The SEC should get 3 automatic qualifiers. The ACC and Big 12 should get 2. The Group of 5 should get 1, and then figuring out the rest. Oh, and by the way, the SEC and Big Ten should get automatic buys.
I would just like to point out one thing, because we tend to like to go back into previous eras of the podcast and remember when we were right. How long have I been calling it varsity football? How long?
Yeah.
3 years now, approaching 4 years.
Yeah.
Varsity football. This is what we're seeing. Yeah. They do what they want. They get Friday night.
Yeah.
Now, what I think is funny about that, about their proposal, not only is it pissed off everybody else, but it's actually takes money away from them. Because if you look at the 12 teams that would have qualified this past playoff, if you just did it would have been like 10 between the SEC and Big Ten, 1 from the ACC, and then 1 from the Group of 5. So by giving the other conferences automatic qualifiers, you're taking spots away from your conference.
Yeah, that's true. It would be crazy if like half the SEC was in the playoffs.
There have been years where that's not impossible.
Well, right. And again, if they had gone with 12 teams this season, that's what would have happened.
Yeah.
Because it was
Missouri,
like
Alabama, Georgia.
I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah.
Like even the Big Ten had Michigan, Ohio State, Washington, Oregon, Penn State.
See how he slid Oregon in, giving them Big Ten net last year.
So here would have been the SEC teams, the new SEC, if the playoffs were 12 teams.
Oh, I forgot about Texas.
Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Missouri, Ole Miss, LSU. If you go new Big Ten, Michigan, Washington, Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State. The only teams that would have made it that were not in that group, Florida State.
Wow. That's crazy.
Fuck y'all.
Hey, isn't Jordan Travis coming out? There's not been a peep about him being drafted anywhere.
I have not heard one way or the other.
Oh, he wrote a big letter to the FSU fans saying that his FSU career is over.
So obviously he's not at the combine. He's not at the underwear Olympics.
Oh no.
But I mean, he should be at a minimum third round draft pick, and I only say that because he's not going to start his first year.
I wonder if the Bears are going to shock the world and take Jaden Daniels.
Okay, I'm going to say this for everyone to listen. If y'all can stand my nasally voice. If your draft pick falls in the top 5, you don't need a quarterback. You need everything else. Your team sucks. Get a better roster and then get a quarterback.
Actually, the Bears' defense wasn't the problem.
Right? Yeah. The Bears' defense was pretty solid.
Well, and again, the Bears don't actually fall in that situation because the pick that they have at number 1 is not their pick. It's the pick they got from Carolina.
That is so funny. It's still funny.
So if you're the Patriots, you're saying that the Patriots shouldn't draft a quarterback. That they should go.
No, who is he going to throw to? Who's going to protect him?
I mean, their offensive line. Well, their offensive line quit on Mac Jones.
That defense is playoff caliber.
Yeah. Defense is solid, but that offensive line, I saw a lot of Olay. Right? They say, oh, whatever, we're losing it.
Maybe they're sick of Mac Jones. They figure if I get him knocked the fuck out, we don't have to worry about him anymore.
Yeah. So amongst the quarterbacks, I keep seeing the shuffle between Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels. What's surprising is that I'm hearing Michael Penix may not be chosen to like second round.
That's a shame because he is supremely talented. I said it after the championship game, and I'll say it now. What's holding him back is what a hand he throws with, because you have to completely change your protection, change your route scheme, and as we've seen, offensive coordinators are stubborn as hell. So that's what's holding him back. He is supremely talented. To me, he's better than Daniels. I'd even put him better than May.
Yeah. So would you say that he has like I think Bo Nix, they have him like late first round?
Yeah. So I have heard draft boards, and I heard this on the radio today on the way home, and I about daring him to wreck the car. They were like 5 or 6 quarterbacks will be drafted in the first round. Honestly, if my kids were not in the car, I probably would have said stuff that would have been repeated in school and not been appropriate. Because that is the dumbest comment I've heard. So, and what they were saying was that it's going to be Caleb, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, and possibly Michael Penix all in the first round. I'm like, no. So the only thing I hope is JJ McCarthy does not go to Denver.
No, I saw his combine workout. Looks like they'll have 7 shots at him.
Yeah. So I mean, he's got the talent. He hasn't had to prove it. But when he chose to step up, when he was picked to step up, he did. But that's neither here nor there. Again, I would not wish the Denver situation upon anybody.
So if you're Denver, why would you go after a? Do you think they have the cap space to go?
No, they don't. That's the problem. There are, even after they dumped Russell, they are 19 million over the cap.
Damn.
They have 85 million in dead cap.
Yeah.
The salary cap's 250, right?
Yeah.
That's a little under a third of their cap. A little over a third
In dead money. and money that is no longer there.
So basically, you're saying
That's
this
three-
season is probably going to be a wash.
That's like 3 Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, this season, honestly, when we're picking games, I'm gonna put Denver on the board every week. We're just gonna pick against them, and we're gonna win.
Oh man, that's. I mean, if Sean Payton wants to prove that he's great, this upcoming year will be the year to do it.
Here are the quarterbacks they currently have on the roster, and again, they have to make cuts somewhere. They're still 19 million over the cap. Jared Stidham and Ben DiNucci.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No K.
Wow. So that means that they're going to have to get very creative.
Run the Wildcat.
Yeah. Who's their running back? Oh,
Javonte Williams.
Yeah,
Javonte Williams, Samaje Perine.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, we joke about the salary cap that of what Russell cost them. We're not even talking about the picks. I'm trying to find. I had a picture of. Yeah, so here is what Russell Wilson cost. Well, not so much him. The dumbass general manager cost the Denver Broncos with the Russell Wilson stuff. The number 9 pick, the number 40 pick, the number 145th pick in 2002, the 37th pick in 2023.
Well, you can wait. You could just nip this segment in the bud and just say everything, everything. Or as us old folks used to say, all that in a bag of chips.
Hey, I found out today that Zach Morris was 50, and I'm like, oh shit, I feel that in my back.
I'm gonna have to make sure I have a will, I guess.
Damn, Denver.
Well, the same day I saw that meme, I hurt my back mopping, so I was like, oh well.
Guilty. I've actually done that.
Ain't this a bitch? So much so that I went on Amazon and ordered fucking mop handle extenders. I was like, this will not happen again. I will not bend over to mop. I will stand up straight. Matter of fact, I would rather stand on a chair to mop with a 10-foot mop handle than ever do this again.
Dude, speaking of age, so this past weekend, I decided to go working out, and I went to the YMCA. And, there were some kids playing basketball, so I said, okay.
I know where this is going.
I'm like, all right, I'm good for a good 2 games, right? So the first game, half court, I was good. Second game, hey, we're playing full. I'm like, Dorian, don't do it.
The fuck you are.
I'm gonna go get something to eat.
Right. So this is what I did. I said, okay. And they said, hey, you gonna stick around and play? I said, I gotta put some ice in me. He said, yeah, come on, it won't. We're gonna go to 7. I said, okay, we'll go to 7. That was
by sevens, right?
Right.
Longest game 7.
That was the longest game of 7 I've ever played in my life, to the point where like I felt my knees locking up. I'm like, dude, I'm getting fucking old. And these are kids. These are like, it was a mixture of like middle school kids and high school kids running up and down, just frolicking down the fucking like court.
You forget they play that new style too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's 3-pointers all day.
Push.
Yeah.
Long rebounds. Go. Break out.
Dude, I'm still sore.
Let me ask the question that every man after over 40 has to ask. Did you stretch? Nope.
No. I stretched before the game, but the key is stretching after the game. I didn't stretch afterwards, and that's why I'm suffering today. I didn't stretch afterwards. And they said you're supposed to stretch before and after. I stretched before. I didn't stretch after.
Did you forget the cool down portion?
I forgot all of that shit. My shit.
Shit. His cool down was pulling up at McDonald's. I can't stand long enough to cook.
Shit, just drive up, order it from your phone, they'll bring it to your car, you're fine.
Exactly.
What bugs me is I have a physical job and I worked all day and it was fine. Then I come home and mop the floor and it's like, nope.
Dude, that's crazy. So I'm gonna ask you guys this, and I'm trying to go off the football segment, but how does LeBron James do it?
HGH. stem
cells take a month off of the season.
Dude, because there's no way. I'm like, he's playing at a level. He's playing better than a lot of rookies and people in their prime. So he's
okay, hold on.
Ask Kale Sonnen.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah, so I read that.
let's address something. He's playing better than some rookies because, well, frankly, he knows how to play defense.
Yeah,
So there is that.
yeah, true.
On top of that, he does take care of his body.
Yeah.
Diet, nutrition, stem cells, PEDs, whatever. Take a month off every so often, whatever. It's all good.
Cause I'm like, my knees are fucking burning. I know LeBron James is feeling a smidge of this. There's no way that
Well,
he's not.
I will tell you this: you've taken long breaks,
Yeah, well, yeah.
and the older you get, the more I believe that you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like if you just keep going, you'll be fine. It's just like school. It's just like like BJ's job. If he's just continuously doing it, going back and forth, he doesn't feel it. When he stops, he feels it.
Yeah.
And when I was working out, the first time I ran, there's this girl that used to ride alongside me in a golf cart and talk. And she came in hot. She came pulled next to me hot. So I was like, oh shit. I picked the pace up. Hamstring. I was like, oh. I feel like I was shot right in the back.
Man,
So-
Father Time wins every time.
So Dorian, you brought up a point that I had on the rundown. So LeBron has 40,000 points. First of all, don't care. So that is obviously the most points ever for an NBA career. Is there another record? Well, let me back that up. Do you think anyone's going to break that record in our lifetime?
40,000. The way
40
that the
41,000. Let's say he ends at 41,000.
okay, the way that the NBA is set up right now is possible. It's possible. I can see Luka. I believe Luka is going to get close to it, if not beat it. I think he'll get close to it.
Well, you're right and you're wrong. It's kind of fun to say that.
You're not wrong, but you're not right.
But here's the thing. So you're right that if the NBA goes the way they're going now, scoring up, yes, Luka, Giannis, those guys have a shot at matching LeBron. The problem is that Adam Silver, the commissioner, and the fans have gone, this is shit, fix it. And they're going to bring
Right.
defense back into the game.
Right, exactly. In that case, yeah, it's if they allow hand checking, then no, don't want to get to that. Don't want to get to that.
So if we're saying that realistically, LeBron's 41,000, whatever he ends up as, is unbreakable in our lifetime. Doesn't mean it won't be broken, but unbreakable in a lifetime. Is there another record, another sports record that you think is completely unbreakable?
Like in any other sport?
Any other sport?
Cal Ripken's consecutive games played.
Well, especially with this generation.
Oh yeah, that's definitely possible. Yeah.
AC Green. What's his record? Didn't he have like consecutive games played also?
Yeah, he might have.
That's based off semen retention though.
I wonder where was he when the Showtime Lakers were having all those orgies and stuff.
Bro, they were trying to. They were the douchiest of all douches. They were throwing women on him. They were sending hookers to this man's room.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dude, you probably can't even read that Bible anymore.
It's all stuck together.
Oh no, that's not. He read it so much and opened it so much that it fell apart. I didn't say jacked off on a Bible. Holy crap! We still live in the South. We have to go outside. I just want to say I've said a lot of things against religion on this podcast, and it's never been that bad.
I can see Magic Johnson telling one of the hookers, "Hey, go over there and give him the gift of tongues. Go ahead."
Hey, there was a hilarious joke on SNL a couple weeks ago, or last week, or maybe even this week. I don't watch it. I just caught a clip where they said something about coming together with all the things going on in the Middle East. Whether you're Muslim or you're a Jew, you both need Jesus.
Wow.
I'm not touching that one.
How could you just laugh?
That's a pretty solid joke. I was
Wow.
I laughed pretty loud when I heard that. I mean,
Wow.
that's like just under drawn Muhammad.
Yeah. Oh,
So
we're in the
I've got,
South, man. You don't joke about Jesus.
you know, well, BJ might, but he's going to hell anyway. That's a whole different.
Yeah, I'm going to hell for that. At least I know what I'm going to hell for. Y'all are going to hell for various other things. You're going to have to sort through when you get there.
I can see him at the pearly gates. Hey, you're not in. Okay. I don't know which one, but okay.
Oh, I'm going to look them dead in the eye and be like, so you do this to one of your children? What kind of father are you?
He's an absentee landlord, as Al Pacino once said.
Absentee landlord.
It sounds like we'll be hanging out with Mr. Pacino.
You've heard that quote, right?
No.
Oh, it's from Devil's Advocate. Great movie.
Yeah, I've seen that, but it was a while ago. A girl I was dating was really into that movie.
No, man. That movie has some hidden gems, man. That was my favorite movie. Kind of scared my mom when I told her that movie of all movies. Mom, you have to watch it.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
You have to watch. Not what you think.
Yeah. So I have one more record for you. That's probably never gonna fall. 2,857 points from Wayne Gretzky.
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah.
If the man never scored a goal, the amount of points he would have from just assist would still be number one.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky is definitely GOAT, man.
So it's funny how Gretzky owns all the statistical records in the NHL. It's considered the greatest one. LeBron's going to own a lot of the scoring categories. You know, he's up there in assists, up there in rebounds, and he's like, nope, you're still going to be second fiddle. Fuck off.
Are there any NFL records? That's
Jerry Rice's touchdown record.
The way running backs are going, Emmitt Smith's record.
Yeah.
That seems pretty safe with the way offenses are and how they kick running backs out at 26.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend.
Basically.
Leo, is he too old for you? Yeah, okay, move on.
That's too many pubes. You got to go.
No, but I think Brady's touchdown record, Brady's passing yard record, I think those will fall. I think BJ right. I think the rushing record is safe probably in our lifetime.
Which, Rice, judging by the first segment, is not much longer.
Probably not much longer. So, you boys want to talk NFL because we got some teams we can preview.
Let's go.
Okay.
What terrible conference are we talking about this week?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because we're talking about the AFC South.
I knew he was gonna say that shit. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I didn't really know. I forgot. Adam did send the list over today, our show list, but I completely forgot. I am so glad that I was able to kick you in the nuts by accident.
So we'll start with the team that won the AFC South, the Houston Texans.
My opinion is just depth on what they already have and wide receivers. Actually, running backs. Their running back room is I'm skeptical about it. Yeah. Damian Pierce looked lost after a great rookie season. Devin Singletary, there's a reason he's over there. Yeah. So I would say a running back, a little bit of depth, and just expand on what they're doing. That was an amazing season.
Yeah. They already re-signed Dalton Schultz. They've got
they got him off the franchise.
Yep. So they got cap money to play with. CJ Stroud looks like the real deal. To your point, I mean, if they can get one of these wide receivers in the first round and just tear it up.
I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I'm hearing that they they are definitely in the sweepstakes with Saquon Barkley. That's scary. That's
You
fucking
know,
scary.
if I were the Texans personally, I would rather spread the cap space around other ways, and take a shot at a running back in the draft.
Mm,
That's just me personally, because Saquon would be awesome. He would be awesome, but for how long?
yeah,
Can I draft somebody to grow with CJ Stroud? Can I draft running backs can typically step in and produce.
yeah,
He might not have his best season his first season, but they can be okay.
yeah.
So I like the idea of using that cap another way, taking shots at a couple free agents maybe, like on the lines. Add to that.
Um, the running back that's coming out of Washington, the kid who was hurt in the national championship game. I think his
Robinson, I
name.
think it was his name.
I don't know what his name was. That kid's got heart though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's number 7 for Washington. I'm hearing that he's like, I think he's third in the top running backs that's coming out, and they're projecting him coming out like second round.
Well, and that's the thing. You can get quality running backs in the second, third, and fourth round. So you don't need to reach for running back in the first round. Now, NFL.com has them taking Adonai Mitchell from Texas, wide receiver.
Mm,
Not a bad pick. I mean, they could use a little help in the wide receiver room for sure. I just them with a functioning running game would be impressive.
Yeah. It was Dylan Johnson, who we were thinking of.
Dylan Johnson. Dylan Johnson.
Yeah, he was absolutely a warrior in their last game. Was it the national championship?
Yeah. He
He
gutted it
attempted-
out. He got hurt against Texas and tried to gut it out against Michigan and just couldn't do it.
Absolute respect to him. That was some old school football right there. Banged up, knows his team needs him, know they're dependent on him, and he went in there and gave it what he could.
Yep. So yeah, to your point, BJ, I think that just build on what they have, because they hit on both of their first round draft picks last year.
Absolutely. So I'm filling gaps at this point and looking at free agency.
Yep.
But if I were them, I would hold as much as that cap as I can, because you're going to have to start paying people in the next couple of years. So maybe 1-year deals with these free agents, 2-year deals.
2-year deals, because you have about a 2 or 3 year window before Stroud's contract extension starts coming up, and
Stingley Jr. is going to have to get paid in the next year or two.
Anderson's got to get paid.
Anderson.
So
Those are the only young guys I see that are up for and Tank Dell. Tank Dell was big for them last year. So yeah, they got 4 people they're gonna have to pay, if they continue on their same path, some pretty serious contracts.
and I know Houston goes against my rant from earlier that if you're picking high in the draft, don't pick a quarterback. But they had a quarterback and a legit edge rusher and a new coach all in one season.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's a good draft.
Yeah, they did well. They did well.
So we'll move on to the Colts. So they also have cap room to play with. They have a rookie quarterback that kind of played, almost made the playoffs.
Yeah. I read that they're looking to draft Brock Bowers, first round as their tight end. What do you guys
Yeah.
think?
I
If
don't
you
think
can get him,
Bowers.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, Bowers is not making it to 15.
But I definitely think they need some wide receiver help.
Yeah.
And offensive line help, because Richardson was running for his life to start the season.
Is that on the offensive line, or is that on him for not
Could be
failing to
both.
really?
Most quarterbacks that are comfortable aren't running.
No.
Yeah.
And he may have learned his lesson. I hope he did. I'm not sure he's the answer, but he also wasn't out there long enough to really know anything. It's just tough.
Now, what do we think of Jonathan Taylor? Is he going to actually like want to play?
I really don't know what to think of Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, that's tough to say. Um, I know that if I'm a defense and if they don't, because I think Michael Pittman is a free agent.
He is,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
his market value is 22.7 a year.
Mm,
Now they had the cap space, but it's going to eat into it.
right, right. So they definitely got to get someone else to for Anthony Richardson to throw to. Other than that, a good defense is going to put 8 in the box and be like, "All right, Johnson,
Go, yeah.
yeah, see
And
what you can do."
the thing, even if they re-sign Pittman, they need a number two.
Right, absolutely, absolutely.
And their defense needs some help. I mean, they're 24th in rush defense, 24th in overall defense. How much of that is having played most of your season with a backup quarterback? Don't know, but their defense does need help.
Yeah.
And NFL.com has them taking Latu, I think, from UCLA, an edge rusher. So I don't know. Their offense needs help. Their whole team needs help. Their defense definitely needs help.
Yeah.
And they need a number two wide receiver. You can get that later in the draft. They need an exit strategy for Jonathan Taylor. You can get that later in the draft. So, but I think they need help on their defensive side first. So, Dorian, you're up. Jacksonville, go.
Where do I start?
Did one of y'all fart? I smell a fart.
In all seriousness, well, we put the franchise tag on Josh Allen, which I knew that was coming. We released 2 defensive backs. I think when I was reading, they're trying to do what they can to keep Calvin, but I don't think Calvin will stay. Calvin's like, yeah, I want to go somewhere else to where I know I'm going to get the ball as much as I want to.
I don't think they can afford to keep Calvin Ridley.
Right, yeah, right. I don't think they will either. So he's going to end up leaving. Surprisingly, the chatter that I read on the Jaguar fan page was there's a lot of people in that locker room like, I don't know if Trevor's that guy, and so they're like half and half on Trevor Lawrence right now since last year. So can Trevor win the locker room back? Is it something that's a tale?
Well, you know how you win the locker room back, right?
By winning.
But you win.
Yeah. Exactly. And making sound decisions and being honest and saying, hey, you know what? I think I'm fucked up in the head right now. I think you need to take me out and examine.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you play GM for a second for your team.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence comes to you right now and says, "I want a contract extension." What do you do?
I'm giving it to him. No, I'm not giving it to him. There's no way.
Damn.
I'm not giving it to him.
Wasted first round pick.
Give it to him. Well, first off, it's like, you can't. Trevor Lawrence's agent can't sit there and convince Shad Khan that he deserves a contract extension, especially towards the end of how he played. Whether they put it on concussion protocol or not, but he played like shit. So it's like, he's going to have to prove this year is his year to prove that like I'm worthy of the extension, because what I'm reading, they're on hold. They want to see how this year looks, because right now the team half believes in him, half doesn't.
Well, and let's not forget, because he's a first round pick, it's a 4+1 contract, 4 years plus a team option. Okay, so going into 2024, I've got the numbers in front of me, so I'm not just rattling this off from memory. Going into 2024, he gets paid $1 million. If the team picks him up going into 2025, $25 million investment.
Mm.
According to what people are saying, and people that call you sir, believe them, Trevor Lawrence on the open market is 45 to 50 million a year.
I don't know,
And I'm going to ask you the question that BJ likes to ask about Dak, and 100% agree with it. If you let Trevor Lawrence walk for nothing, who are you bringing in?
Yeah, that is the question. I mean, I guess it depends on who's available. I mean, to think about it. I mean, if I don't know. I mean, it depends on who's available. Like I would take a chance on because what I'm hearing, I don't know how long Dak has in Dallas. I mean, I'll take a chance on Dak. See, to see how just a vulnerable quarterback that can spread the ball. Um, CJ Stroud, what he showed was like he's capable of spreading the ball around, getting the ball to the place where he needs to go. So what happens is me as a Jaguar fan, I'm looking at Trent Baalke, I'm looking at fucking uh Dougie P like, yo, like, what's up? Like this rookie is coming in here. It could be the offensive coordinators. I don't know what it is, but it's like this rookie simply outplayed Trevor Lawrence hands down. This is his first year in the league. What the fuck are we doing wrong? Yeah, could CJ Stroud be overall better than Trevor Lawrence? Yes. But if Trevor Lawrence is who people were sold, as myself, as he said he is, he should be able to make those same strides. Was that first year with Urban Meyer, was that his year to where he's still struggling to recover from? I mean, it's so many questions. And me as a Jaguar fan, the shit was frustrating. So I'm like, CJ Stroud is coming here busting our ass. Like, and it looked flawless. Like he's a fucking second coming of like a Black Joe Montana or some shit. Like he was just picking us apart. Like, how is he able to do it? Like, what are we doing wrong? What is it with Trevor Lawrence where like he's not getting it? Do I think he's the best quarterback? No, I don't. But I'm like, you should be, if you're a first round draft pick overall, there should be certain milestones that you should hit. And unfortunately he hasn't hit them yet.
Well, let me ask you this: is it because he's not surrounded by an all-star team like he was at Clemson?
I mean, but his receivers though pretty solid with Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, and you got Evan Ingram. If you gave Dak,
they were middle of the road in offense, 13th total offense.
Right, but if you gave a Dak Prescott those receivers, absolutely. Imagine if you gave Dak Prescott those receivers, I'm pretty sure Dak Prescott would have been, if not AFC semifinals, but an AFC championship. If you gave Kirk Cousins those receivers, he could be playing in the Super Bowl, right? If you gave CJ Stroud those receivers, they more likely probably would have beaten Baltimore.
I just want you to know, you've pissed off half of all NFL fans by saying Kirk Cousins or Dak Prescott could have taken either one of this set of wide receivers to the Super Bowl.
I mean, I'm not. What I'm saying is that if we put Trevor Lawrence I've seen Trevor Lawrence. At one point he was top 10 at quarterbacks. If that's the case with that receiving core that he had with Evan Ingram, we should have made the playoffs.
Okay. Well, while you were ranting about Trevor Lawrence and Dak Prescott and pissing off half of the internet, I was looking at the actual stats from last year. They're middle of the road offense. Terrible rush offense. Their rush offense, while 24th, was still better than their passing defense of 26th. Okay? I don't give a damn how good Trevor Lawrence is. He's not making tackles on defense. If he's making tackles, something has gone wrong somewhere.
This is what I believe will happen on defense. I believe the defense gave up. Because I don't care how great of a defense you are, if your quarterback, if the offense isn't producing and it's 3 and out, it's going to wear on the defense. And towards the end, because even in that Tennessee game, like in the first half, we were like, okay, all right, there's a chance. But then when Trevor Lawrence started fucking up, when he threw the interception, when he lost the fumble, it's like after a point, it's like, fuck it, man. Like what? Like I mean, our defense was on the field like more than what they should. And we were already, and we were an okay defense. And it's like after a while, it's like what do you do? It's like
Don't have a
you got
quarterback that turns the ball over.
yeah.
You just mentioned it. Defense was doing good. Then Trevor Lawrence had a pick, had a fumble. Well,
Right.
I'm seeing a problem here.
Right. Right. So, but Dougie P is supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. So
Yeah, he might
this,
be whispering, but he ain't whispering with the right things.
this year, well, I thought Press Taylor was going to get fired, but instead they got rid of Caldwell for defense. Well, whatever. So this is the year. If we don't make the playoffs, and let's say we don't win, let's say we end up having to pick in the first round, top of the first round. Dougie P has an answer for that. Him and Press Taylor, they both got to be gone, or something has to happen.
You know, I was asking the question of a friend of mine last week of like these quarterbacks that come into the league. I mean, every year there's 7, 8, 9 different quarterbacks drafted from college to the NFL. And we all talk about, at least in the first round, hey, look, there's 2, 3, 4 guys that can either start immediately or will be great. Most of them flame out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that on the quarterback? Is that on the coaching? On the coaching in the NFL, coaching at college, never giving them the skills that translate to the NFL? Is it the media hype that, you know, the draft quote unquote experts know that whatever they say, the public will just regurgitate?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it? Because it happens every single year.
Yeah. It's tough because also too, it depends on where the quarterback came from. So like, for example, like your Clemsons and your Ohio States and even your Alabamas, 5-star wide receivers. So it's hard to say, like, is this person really talented, or they've had 5-star wide receivers where you drop back, you just throw it up, and then everything is caught.
So you're saying that if a quarterback is in college and has 3-star wide receivers and is able to pick them up, pick apart the defense, very little mistakes, moves the ball down the field, that's probably the quarterback that you want?
If I was a quarterback, it's two sides to that. If that quarterback is doing that against, Power 5 teams, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just described J.J. McCarthy to you.
They have it.
So, and you, again, Caleb Williams, for example, 4 or 5-star wide receivers out at USC. Put up massive numbers, except when he played solid defenses.
Yeah.
When that Notre Dame game, when he had 3 interceptions in the first half because he couldn't see the linebackers.
Yeah. That's
a blaring red flag.
Yeah. And remember too, he struggled against Colorado in the first and the beginning of the second half too. He struggled against Colorado, and Colorado didn't have a solid defense.
So that's my question. So if Caleb Williams, who was supposed to be this guaranteed starter for a decade in the NFL, if he comes in and goes to Chicago and becomes a Chicago quarterback, and all that implies, whose fault is that?
That will fall on the Bears because they drafted him, right?
But we just said he's potentially overrated. Can't play against good defenses. Yes, it's on the Bears for picking him.
I mean, you could put it on a college coach, so you could put it on Lincoln Riley, but again, it's Lincoln Riley's job to set him up so that he can go into the NFL, whether it's first round, second, whatever. But again, it's on the Bears. Okay, all right. Let's see the tape. Okay, when it comes to teams in the Power 5 with winning records, he struggled. what were the defenses? Were they 4-3, 3-4, what cover two? Like it's the Bears' job to be able to dissect where his problem is and to know, hey, can we fix this? If they say,
So,
hey, you know what, I don't know, or I believe I can, or maybe so, then no,
so
you
if you're
gotta, hey, you know,
if you're the Bears,
mhm.
I know it got completely off the Jacksonville because well
No,
they
no, go
suck,
ahead, no,
but if you're the Bears and you think you can fix Caleb Williams because of what he did against bad defenses, then wouldn't it make sense that you could fix Justin Fields, who was great in college?
my point. That, yep, yep, I agree, I agree, I agree.
And if you can't fix Justin Fields, if you don't think you can fix Justin Fields, what the hell makes you think you can fix Caleb Williams with the red flags that we've just talked about?
Absolutely. I think when it comes to Justin Fields' situation, it's just Eberflus or whatever the hell his name is. I just think that there's just a disconnect, and he wants a clean slate. Because any other coach would keep Justin Fields and be able to plug in other areas to improve the team. Because I believe that if they're able to keep Justin Fields, right, and plug in the areas that they need help with, like towards the offensive line, they need receivers. I think that Chicago could potentially be a threat in the NFC North.
So you're telling me that if I'm the Chicago GM and I've got Justin Fields on my team, that I should draft uh, the top offensive lineman at number one, and probably either a top offensive lineman at number 9 or a wide receiver at 9. Say fuck Caleb Williams. I'm sticking with what I got.
I would.
Okay.
I would. It's like the devil you know versus the devil you don't. You know what Justin Fields, you know what you're getting, and you know what areas to where you can help him improve.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want to. Unless you just say, you know what, I just want a clean slate, just bring you. Because here's the thing that the Bears coming to that could happen. You bring in Caleb Williams, right? And the same shit happens to him. Throws in interceptions, not being protected. His dad start going to the media. I knew he should have drafted him and stuff. And now you're like, oh shit, now Eberflus, you got to get rid of him. This is the second quarterback you had under your regime that's fucking up. After a while, it can't just be the quarterbacks. It has to be the actual system. It has to be the head coach and the offensive coordinator.
If your dish tastes disgusting, you got to look at the ingredients. And you got to look at who picked the ingredients.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So speaking of picking the ingredients for Jacksonville, they're projected to bid Byron Murphy from Texas, defensive lineman, which you need. So
yeah,
there you go.
Desperately need.
Take the pick.
Desperately need.
So, PJ, I'll let you go up next. Tennessee Titans.
Control Alt Delete.
You don't believe in Will Levis, man? Milkman?
Do you?
Okay. I'm going to tell you this, that at the NFL Combine this past week, one guy said he didn't believe in space, one dude said birds weren't real, and they're still less crazy than Will Levis.
Let me ask you this. Would you take Will Levis over Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Okay, there you
go. But do you think he's going to start over Tannehill? Oh, no. Is Tannehill a free agent?
Yes.
Okay. So they're probably losing Tannehill.
Tannehill's market value is $5 million a year.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Now, let's say if you put Ryan Tannehill on, like, let's say,
no.
What's the team? Just no already?
No. On Alabama as a college quarterback, maybe.
Like, he had one of the best running games in football for how long?
That's true. Yeah.
How long has Derrick Henry been like?
Derrick Henry's 30 years old, so probably 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What else do you need?
Daniel Jones or Ryan Tannehill?
He had A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry at the same time.
Yeah, he did. And he had the tight end Jonnu Smith too.
What does he need?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Their defense isn't horrible. They could use some pieces. I'm drafting quarterback again.
Just any of them.
Any of them. Any of them not named Will Levis or Ryan Tannehill.
Give me Spencer Rattler. I don't care.
I don't know about that guy.
Give me overthrow Joe Milton.
Yeah, whatever you say. That man was out there flicking balls at flicking him. They threw a go route. He dropped back, bounced, waited, and then threw the go route. And I was like, "Oh, you're showing him something now. You're trying to say something without saying something."
Hey, someone called Spencer Rattler the Timu version of Patrick Mahomes.
Damn.
Timu's the Wish version of Amazon.
Damn.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, it's BJ. It's so many pieces that the Titans need, especially now that Derrick Henry is gone. So they're definitely gonna need another running back. Receivers, Treylon Burks. I saw some flashes, but I mean,
how can you tell who's throwing to him? This team needs a lot of help.
Yes. And they still beat Jacksonville last year.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. It's always funnier when I don't do it because I've got the reputation for doing it. So when I don't do it, it's funnier.
I mean, they did. I mean, Ryan Tannehill came in when I knew he was playing. I'm like, oh shit, and they did what they were supposed to do.
$5 million a year quarterback whooped your ass.
Yeah. Yep. And Derrick Henry
Old
was
discount.
resurgent that game, and he, all season, because I had him in fantasy football all season, he had up and down, but against Jacksonville, he was
old Big Lots Kirk Cousins.
So where do you guys think Cousins will end up?
Honestly, for me, if I was, I think he may end up staying in Minnesota. They don't have any other option. If they want to keep Justin Jefferson happy, they got.
The reports out of Minnesota is they're done with Kirk.
Yeah, and both sides are done with that relationship.
Damn. Because the question is, who does Minnesota go to if they let him go?
The latest team I saw was the Falcons.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I heard that today.
Yeah. I would like to see him with the Bucks. I think he'll be solid.
Baker? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Baker's in Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought he still did he resign? I thought
he's going to. They signed Mike Evans. It's kind of like a hey Baker, look, Mike Evans is here. So,
but I'd rather have Cousins than Baker. But
huh?
You rather have Kirk Cousins than Baker Mayfield?
Yep.
Yeah. You said that, not me.
Yeah, I would. You wouldn't?
I would. Baker's done it in the playoffs twice.
Yeah, but
with two different teams.
The thing about it is, Kirk Cousins, what he's been able to do with basically one receiver. Imagine what he could do.
Okay, name the two receivers on Tampa.
Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. You give Kirk Cousins two receivers.
Jordan Jefferson, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison.
Okay, all right. I forgot about Jordan Addison. But then again, Jordan Addison was hurt, right? He was hurt a couple of games, and then also too, Kirk Cousins was hurt. I'm talking about a full. I would take a healthy Kirk Cousins over a healthy Baker Mayfield.
A healthy Kirk Cousins at 36 years old, coming up an Achilles injury, over Baker Mayfield.
If he has Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I'll take my chances with Kirk Cousins.
Shit. Tampa's not doing that. They're staying with Baker.
I do.
Quite frankly, because probably Baker's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay. Baker knows what he is, and Tampa's going to reward him for what he did, but they're not signing him to a Kirk Cousins contract.
Yeah. So I'll ask you this: if Kirk Cousins was the quarterback of the Bucks when they played Detroit, do you think the Bucks would have had a better chance to win?
It's a good question. I still think Baker's better for that team.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So now, all the respect to Cousins, he came in drafted, I think, behind OG3. I think they were drafted in the same draft on the same team.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was
And
2011, right? 2012?
something
No,
like that.
2010. Yeah, 2010.
And he's been doing this thing.
Yeah.
He's made over $100 million. So yes, Kurt, we like that. Take your money, do your thing. But yeah, the Minnesota cannot afford to sign him. At a minimum, he's going to get $40 million a year. That's their cap. That's their cap space.
So my question is, who does Minnesota go after?
I've heard trade rumors are floating around Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, a quarterback, that's probably be a good idea.
No, I've heard trade rumors around him floating around about the
of getting rid of Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's a way to win over the crowd.
Yeah, I know, right?
Go.
But again, if you can get a team like Carolina to give you everything, or a team like Denver to give you everything, start from scratch.
I'd definitely go to Carolina first.
Yeah.
Because I can see Justin Jefferson going, okay, what? You're getting rid of Kirk Cousins and you're going to give me Nick Mullins? Fuck that, I'm getting out.
Yeah.
So yeah, trade me. Cool.
Who would trade with him though? Like, I'm trying to think of what team.
The Rams are dumb. They can do it.
Yeah. Ooh, Justin Jefferson on the Rams though. Him and Cooper Kupp, that would be nasty. Yeah, Puka Nacua, but they would probably want Puka if they did trade.
They wouldn't trade a receiver for a receiver. It'd be like, well, it wouldn't be the Rams because they don't have draft picks. It'd be Justin Jefferson for
That's right.
picks.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard rumors about Devontae Adams could potentially want out too.
Weren't there rumors of him wanting to join Aaron in New York?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I don't see Antonio Pierce just letting that happen.
Nah, not at all. Yeah, I don't see that either. I've read, guys, that in a mock draft, Kansas City going after Xavier Worthy of Texas. What do you guys think about that?
The trade rumor I heard was for Justin Jefferson to go to the Chiefs.
Oh shit!
If that happens,
Good night.
Oh my god, that would be so unfair.
This isn't
Like-
Madden.
you sound like somebody's little brother over there.
For real,
This is
think
not
about it.
fair.
Think about it. How are you defending that? You still got Travis Kelce, which he still got a good 3-4 years, maybe 3 years more, and then you got a young Justin Jefferson, rejuvenated Justin Jefferson, with probably arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL.
We talked about Tyreek getting 2,000 yards receiving. You put Justin Jefferson with Patrick Mahomes for a full year.
Oh my God.
That might be another unbreakable record.
Yeah. Are you thinking Tom Brady, Randy Moss type records? A single season touchdown?
If again, all this is hypothetical, but if somehow Justin Jefferson ends up on Kansas City, they keep Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce's good, still healthy for another couple of years. It would be akin to the 2007 Patriots offense.
Yeah.
Maybe not the defense, but definitely the offense.
That's scary, man. Man, it's like pick your poison. Because if you double Jefferson, Rice can hurt you, and then you still got Kelce, and you got Pacheco who's running the ball like a maniac. So it's like pick your poison.
Well, and
I watched his 40 at the combine when he did it.
Mhm.
He doesn't run like he ran a track 40 and then he runs like angry stomping baby in the NFL.
So we'll do the Chiefs next week. If they're going to bring somebody in, they're going to have to get creative because they don't have much cap space. So
They have to draft somebody big.
well, I wanted to ask this in our NBA segment, but we kind of got away from things. So Dorian, I will ask you this question first. If you could change one thing about the NBA today, realistically, what would it be?
I would, me personally, I would allow hand check.
I was about to say, just let him play defense again.
Yeah, I would allow hand check.
You know that's
After those
gonna
games, because you got
you know
some
that's
good
gonna
games at
basically
night.
raise Steph, right?
I mean, he's done enough damage in the NBA. He's done enough, and and it's not his fault. I mean, he picked his niche. Hey man, like I'm smaller than the average guard. Back then, I'm a little shifty, but I'm not as shifty and quick as the average guard. Well, guess what? I can shoot the hell out of this motherfucker. So I'm gonna do it. And then everyone caught on the wave, you know,
Did they, or
and
did
now the
they
wave
just,
died down.
or is it like a Wish copy, a Timu copy of the stuff? Because Steph is a great shooter. The guys that try to emulate Steph are not great shooters.
Right.
Aaron Gordon, you're not Steph Curry.
But that's the equivalent of like like dunking, right? Like when dunking when Jordan and Dominique like took it over in 1987, 1988. Everybody and their mom thought that they can dunk. They tried,
Yeah,
you
they
know.
tried, and they may not be spectacular dunkers, but they could still dunk the ball. When they went up for a dunk, they made 2 points and went back the other way. Now you've got Trey Young going 3 for 20 from 3-point lines. It's not working.
I agree, but it's just the fact of, hey, you know what? I mean, I can touch the rim, but I can chuck this fucking basketball. Let me try, and that's what they're doing. I'm talking about even because even like this past weekend when I played at the YMCA, same thing. It's just the confidence and the wherewithal of these kids. Like, hey, you know what? I'm not as quick as you, but I can jump high as you. But guess what? I'm gonna take my chances chucking these three balls.
Yeah.
And it just they want to emulate stuff. They think that, hey, I have a better shot shooting the ball than doing a layup.
Again, you're not Steph Curry. Wendell Carter Jr., you're not Steph Curry. Get your ass out on the block, rebound the goddamn ball.
Okay, facts. That I do agree. But yeah, that's what I would change. I would bring back hand checking, and I would let them play. Back in the '90s, if you tried to go through a screen, you're gonna have to bump into them. Other than that, you get late, fuck out. Coming off those screens, grabbing the jerseys. Bring back that '90s toughness, man. I know I sound like one of those old school guys, get off my lawn type, but that's what the NBA
Shaking your
needs.
fist at clouds.
Yeah, right. If they want the NBA to go back to where it's more competitive, the games are chippier, that's what they need to do. Bring back hand checking. That'll fix all of
The
that.
games don't need to be chippier. The games are competitive. They need to be like fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like just be enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Because
One
again,
half of basketball is borderline irrelevant.
yeah, I mean, I went to the Magic game on Sunday. Literally in the first quarter, there were 12 free throw attempts. I'm like, this is disgusting. Like it was so choppy, so like irregular, because the guys would go to the lane and get fouled and go to the free throw. I'm like, this is stupid. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think these days they call like anything. I know they call more fouls, but it's just like, let's say for instance, if you get tangled under a person's leg, they call that a foul. Well, back in the '90s, it's just you got tangled. Get your ass up and keep playing defense.
And that's the one thing I would change. You want to bring back hand checking. BJ wants to bring back defense. I kind of want to do something very similar. Allow just inadvertent contact. Like if you're playing the ball and it's inadvertent, it has no impact on the play, let it go. If the block charge needs to be completely revamped.
Can I amend also what I would like to do?
Billy
Make
Banks?
flopping a technical foul.
Yes.
Yeah.
You look like a dead fish like LeBron does, just get out of the game.
Let's that person brush, he just go back.
Like the
200
spray in soccer.
285 pounds getting knocked down by somebody that's 215.
Yeah. So one of my favorite series, and I think we talked about this before, like a year or two ago. The thing that was so special about the Knicks and Heat series is that it was a mandate from the NBA to let them fucking play. It's going to get ratings, just let them play. Unless there's blood and somebody about to swing, just let them play. And I remember those series, and it's like you had to earn every shot. Allen Houston coming off a pick, you're going to get hit by Alonzo Mourning. You're going to get grabbed by Jamal Mashburn. Like you're going to get touched. That's what I'm with you, AK, about that inadvertent touching. Like when you go through the lane, you're going to get hit. Charles Barkley, he said himself, he was like, "There's no way. That's not coming in the lane doing floaters. We laying his light skinned ass out." Shaq will tell him, anything coming in here, I'm blocking it. I'm laying your ass out. Like you have to earn every point. That's what made the games fun, and just seeing that competitiveness. Like, hey, if you're gonna go in the lane, you're going in with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what I truly miss about basketball.
And that's what made Allen Iverson so special.
Yep.
The dude's our height and going in there with Shaq and Mourning and amongst the trees.
Yeah.
He did not care.
Absolutely.
He was going to get hit. Yeah. No, he wasn't flopping.
Yeah, at all. And he would have a reason to flop. Allen Iverson's like 5'11", 160?
Oh, he weighed more than that. He was 5'11", 6 foot, but he weighed more than 160.
So what like 190?
I'll pull it up, but
yeah. Oh no, I think his college stats is like 165, 170.
No, you're right. Yeah, he's listed at 6 foot 165.
Yeah, 165, yeah. Something like that. But he never flopped. I never seen Allen Iverson flop. He's one of the toughest guards I remember playing.
Not like Dwayne Wade. Oh, my God. I've raised 4 babies, and none of them whined like that.
Now, when Wade first came in the league, he was tough, but I don't know. I guess as he got older.
Are you saying that it was LeBron James that influenced Dwayne Wade to flop?
Look, man.
You putting that out on the internet? Let the aggregators take that.
You can watch the highlights to see it. When he was playing with Shaq, and those guys, Alonzo Mourning, Gary Payton, and no LeBron, when they played against Dallas, he had some tough shots. He was getting hit, no whining. He was blowing his chest out a little bit, flexing on him. But then when they played against San Antonio, it's a foul. Hey, you know what I'm saying? While they're going down the court scoring. I miss the Spurs. I want to say that too. I miss the Spurs basketball. Didn't realize how much I would miss it until it's gone. I miss Spurs basketball.
The late 2010 Spurs going into the early Golden State teams of this run. Mm-hmm. Some of the best basketball you're ever going to watch.
Yep.
The basketball now is garbage.
Yeah.
Just a quick thing I read while we're talking here. Joe Flacco's looking for a new contract from the Browns.
Oh, he is going to be signed with the Browns.
What I mean for Deshaun Watson?
Guaranteed contract.
Backup. Guaranteed backup.
Dang. He's an expensive backup.
Well, again, you've got to do something with him. As we just saw, you can either let him go and have dead cap money. You can trade him. No one's going to want him. Or he can sit on the bench.
If I was Browns, I'll try to trade him to Washington, see what I can get for him.
Hey, you trade him to Carolina. They're looking for something, but they don't have any draft picks left.
would you make that trade for Bryce Young and have him sit on the bench and let Flacco be that bridge quarterback to him if you're Cleveland?
No, because I don't want a quarterback that can see with my offensive line.
Damn, Bryce. Damn.
I mean, when your quarterback is shorter than we are, trying to see over 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" offensive linemen, that's not a good recipe. There are guys that can do it, but Bryce Young, you are not Drew Brees.
Right. So what makes Kyler Murray so successful? Even though he's like what, 5'11", 5'10", how is he able to impact games the way he did? Because the last, I think, 3 games of the season, the Cardinals, he made an immediate impact.
Because with Kyler is not a drop back passer. Kyler is not 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. He is 1, 2, 3, move, spin,
yeah. Right.
find passing lanes, then throw.
Got you. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, and Breeze was the 1, 2, 3, go, but he just knew where everyone was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true.
And Kyler's too busy playing Call of Duty to learn that. So. Yeah, but I hope Flacco comes back. I really do. It was a great story.
It was. Be interesting to see what he can do with a full offseason.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know his wide receivers want him back.
What's the alternative?
Deshaun Watson and his booty hole.
Full booty hole.
Well, hey, we'll get out on booty hole comments. So if the playoffs started right now, the Orlando Magic would have home court advantage in the first round.
Sweet.
We'll see. Was there like 25 games left?
Less than that. I think there's 20 games.
We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, so some people at my job was going to the game next Wednesday against the Brooklyn Nets, so I'll be able to see the Magic next week, see how they play in person.
And they do pretty well at home. I think they're 21-8 at home. So they have been consistently getting better. They're not title worthy, but they've been consistently getting better.
Yeah. Really quickly. So
Shaq, buy the team. Just buy the team.
Yeah, please. Shaq. Yes. Please buy the team. Also too, side note, I saw that the Orlando Magic has a liquor contract with 50 Cent effing vodka now that they're gonna be selling at the games and stuff.
$15 a shot.
But is it safe to say we should just go ahead and give the Boston Celtics the NBA the Larry O'Brien Trophy?
Mr. Jokic over in Denver is going to have something to say about that.
Okay. So are we calling Denver and Boston for the NBA Finals?
Do you trust anybody else in the West?
No.
I had to think about it. No.
And you know, with Boston, you've got Cleveland, who flames out in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee with Doc Rivers, Mr. 1 and 3, and the Magic. Those are your top 4 seeds, by the way. Mm-hmm. Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Orlando are your top 4 seeds in the East.
Like I told someone, the pickup of Drew Holiday is huge for Boston. He gives them something that, unfortunately, Marcus Smart can give him.
Well,
IQ.
Don't be a knucklehead. The pickup of Drew Holiday from Milwaukee,
mm-hmm.
that whole sentence is what's important. Milwaukee has been scrambling all season to figure out what's going on with our defense. Well, your defense is in Boston, you dumbass.
Yeah, the Dolphins, exactly. Exactly. And the thing about Drew Holiday that they miss is that he's one of the smartest defenders. Like with Marcus Smart, he's a solid defender, but he lets his emotions get the best of him. Drew Holiday just it's like he allows the game to come to him offensively and defensively, makes the right choices, makes the right pass, gets the right steals, right? Switches when he needs to switches. Like it just he's their defensive anchor to the point where he have Porzingis playing defense.
The worst thing that happened to Marcus Smart was winning Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
Think it went to his head?
Yeah,
yeah.
because the teams started to pick on him last year and make him gamble more, and it got to him.
Yep, that's true. That's true. He's one of the ones where he's a solid defender, but if you get into his head, you got him.
Yep.
And when they played against Golden State, uh, Draymond does an excellent job of being able to do chippy things to get in people's head, and that game to where he got into it with Jaylen Brown, he started barking between him and Marcus Smart. They got under his skin because they already knew that Jason Tatum was in his head because he was missing those shots, right? So if I can get these two to get, to get off their game, that will allow us to be able to, do what we need to do and be able to come out victorious.
You just brought up something, and we'll probably finish on this. So
Okay.
we mentioned, back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, there was a lot of chippiness, a lot of inadvertent contact that didn't get called. And you just mentioned that Draymond does a lot of that. That's not called.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if you put Draymond back in the 90s?
Well, you already know. I think, honestly, I really think that Draymond would be able to hold his own in the 90s. But the thing about it is, it would have been a lot of, hand-to-hand combat because in the 90s, that chippiness would easily start with somebody hitting you in the fucking mouth. But I believe that Draymond could play in the 90s. It's just that he would have to knuckle up a lot because you got the Vernon Maxwell, right? You got the Mace, you got the Charles Oakleys, and even what's the other guy? There was another enforcer that
Rick Mahorn.
Yeah.
That was more late
90s,
90s, but late 80s, but yeah.
Well, the late 90s. You had Charles Smith from New York. Like there were other individuals that were enforcers, right? They were, okay, if you played against like for who was like let's say you play against the Knicks, you already know. If you do anything to Patrick Ewing, you do anything to John Starks or Derek Harper, Mace is going to be in your ass. You already know that. You already know, hands down. Same with the Heat. Ike Austin. There's an Ike Austin. You had your Ike Austin, who was a protector for Alonzo Mourning. When Alonzo Mourning is about to get into foul trouble, get chippy, they put in number 8, Ike Austin, and he was the one that put the elbow into the back of whoever's head and things of that nature. So I think in today's NBA, one thing about Draymond I will say is Draymond is smart enough to know, hey, you know what? There's no other guys like me. Because he even mentioned it. I don't know if you guys remember it, but remember he was talking about Williams, Grant Williams. He was like, hey man, you can't do what I do. There's only one Draymond. Draymond knew that, hey, you know what? I'm the enforcer type guy. Like
he's
the
the
NBA is not
only
going to allow anyone
one
else to do that.
now.
Right.
He tries that shit back in the 90s with Mourning, with Shaq.
Oh yeah, he fucked up. Oh yeah, hands down. Yeah, he get fucked up. Yeah. On like it's no question. But what I'm saying is, but he knows that the way the NBA has progressed, has it moved, that he knows that they won't tolerate another. Like even though 90s basketball, we loved it, the NBA was cringing. David Stern was like cringing. He's like, and what spilled over was
the Malice at the Palace.
Yeah, Malice at the Palace. That's like, nope, we can't do it. We can't do it. Like, I remember that year after the Malice at the Palace, if you push someone, they're kicking you out and fining you $25,000. So
if your rule changes allow Draymond Green, Mr. Triple Single himself, to be a borderline Hall of Famer, you've gone too far and you need to roll it back. And I will end the podcast on that note. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Sandlot Sports.